Hello and welcome back once again to Infinite Jeff, the project where I, Jeff, read the book Infinite Jest to you one day at a time. My name is Jeff. I'm reading this book, Infinite Jeff. It's just going to go on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, and actually, it's going to take years to accomplish, so that's interesting. That's fun. But, yeah, so I also do Finnegan's Wake, which is where I read Finnegan's Wake in the same manner, and that book's much less fun to read. But I was at a point where the page released today, the day I'm recording it, which is in the past for when you're probably listening to it. Well, I know it will because I won't put this on the internet for another couple days or so. But anyway, yeah, the day I read, the page was a full page, and I noticed the next page was like 5 lines. And then the next page was just the Roman numeral 2, and then the next page was blank, indicating the start of the second section. So I just knocked those out, and I will queue them up to be released in the future. And I said, oh my, fuck it. Since I did 4 days of Finnegan's Wake, I might as well do 4 days of Infinite Jeff. So here we are. This is the 4th page that I'm reading today. Anyway, this is page number 232, and there's actually some dialogue on here, but there's also some Latin, so let me just apologize in advance, but here we go. Donut, and yeah, I knew that was going to be donut. And thus the Kennedy's seminal Ich bin ein Berliner was greeted by the Teutonic crowds with a delight only apparently political, at which point he aims his thumb and finger at his own temple, at which point the TA doubles the focal length, so there's this giant... I would die to defend your constitutional right to error, friend. But in this case, They used to be less beautiful, but then Rutherford said to quit sleeping face down. No, I'm saying that this whole thing, what you and I are discoursing within, is a technologically constituted space. I do now avant foire à poison. It's good cheese, but I've had better cheese. Mainwaring, this is Kirby. Kirby here is in pain. He's been telling me about it, and now he'd like to tell you about it. Complete mystery why Eve Plum didn't show. It's known she'd re-upped for the part. The whole rest of them that were there, even Henderson and that Davis woman is Alice, who had to be wheeled out of under nurse's care. My God, and Peter, looking as if he'd eaten nothing but pastry for the past 40 years. Greg with that absurd hairpiece and snakeskin boots, yes, but all the kids recognizable underneath, somehow, this pre-digital insistence on continuity through time. That was the project's whole magic and raison. You know this. You're current on pre-digital phenomenology. Yeah. Bleh. And Brady theory. And then, but now, here's this entirely incongruous middle-aged black woman playing Jan. De gustibus non est disputandum. Balls. An incongruous central blackness could have served to accentuate the terrible whiteness that had been in Lucht. The entire historical effect of a seminal program was horribly altered, terribly altered. Eisenstein and Kurosawa and Michel all walk into a bar. You know those mass market cartridges for the masses? The ones that are so bad that they're somehow perversely good? This one was worse than that. So-called phantom, but real, and mobile. First the spine, then not the spine, but the right eye socket. And then the old socket's fit as a fiddle, but the thumb doubles me over. It won't stay put. Fucks with the emulsion's gradient so that all the tesseract's angles appear to be right-angled, except in... So what I did, I sat right up next to him, you see. So in a sense, he didn't have room to stalk or draw a bead. Keck had said they needed a good 10 meters, so I cocked the hat just so, just ever so slightly, like so. Just cocked it over the side, like so, and sat down practically on the man's knee. Asked after his show carp. He keeps pedigreed carp. And of course, you could imagine what. This, I'm guessing, is supposed to be, recreate what it's like to be in the middle of this party in the book, overhearing all these snippets of conversation, so that kind of, is what was going on there. If you couldn't tell, it was confusing to read, so I imagine it's even more confusing to listen to. But they're at a party. Good night. Brady.